That to our viewers on Channel 35, I want to thank you for listening and watching and participating in it. I want to thank Ted Lieu, folks. I got to tell you, in my job, I can't do it. I have to work with partners, assembly members, state senators, members of the House of Representatives, members of the United States Senate, besides my colleagues downtown and the mayor. But when I find a partner, somebody that really gets engaged with my constituents who are his constituents, we have a win-win ticket here. And I got to say, I truly believe that with his new legislation in January, that next year is just a month away. We're going to see him introduce this in the state Senate, which will raise more issues. He's now even able, because of these 7 studies, to have a lot more cachet in what he has to offer and what he has to bring to it. And he has his own personal background from the Air Force and so on and so forth. He is truly a unique person to have as a partner, and this is a big plus. I want to comment on the community, on both Venice and Mar Vista and Westdale and frankly, West LA. I just had to go across the way because there are hundreds of people at the other meeting that is happening there about a school in West LA. And I have to, that's my area too. So I had to leave while some of my constituents were lining up to speak. And if they might have left, I know where you're coming from because we're together on that. And I think that we do have opportunities here. Remember this and don't forget it. The FAA is just the pit bulls for the policymakers who are the members of the House of Representatives and the Senate and the President. Don't let them kid you ever into thinking the FAA is anything. It's like my building and safety follows the laws that we, the legislators, we, the policymakers, direct them to do. So don't buy into it's the FAA, okay? It's not the FAA. It's Henry Waxman, and it's whomever else is a congressional member or a federal elected. Like, let's say Dianne Feinstein's up for re-election next year. Senator Feinstein, if you feel the way you do here, go to one of her fundraisers or one of her public events and introduce yourself and say, Senator, we've had enough of this airport. It doesn't belong in a dense urban environment anymore. There's no buffer zone. There's incredible health issues that do get in people's lungs and can kill us and does. It has noise pollution that is as much rattling to the nerves and to the system of a person as it is the toxicity. It is equally painful, suffering, and wrong. And, we get $50 million out of the $350 million. So the city of LA gets a few bucks in this $50 million. They get $300 million. But it has nothing to do with money. Money can't save lives. Money can't, that money that they make there is at the expense of people's lives and people's health, okay? And so what I'm very proud about is the community outpouring that has come to this meeting here tonight. I got to tell you that it gives me this strength. Now, when you saw the line that Marty put on, that's a piece of land, that's the city of LA, I've been saying to our city attorney, and maybe Michael Fuhrer, who's going to run for that, or somebody in that office, has got to look at the land the way Marvin Browdy looked at the land, and he found a way to use that as a lever and a power. And I want to do the same thing with that. But I want to let Santa Monicans know I have nothing against Santa Monica people. I think they're terrific people. We're all family here on the west side. But we have to realize that things change. Every time a pilot comes up and goes through all of that, and then they eventually say, well, you knew it when you were moving to an airport, I say 2 things. Maybe when it was bean fields and orange groves, and it wasn't a dense urban environment, it made sense. But, planning changes. Things change in this world. And that's the first comment, is things do change and planning can change. And then the second thing, the 1%. This is a 1% airport. It's a convenience for the rich and for the super rich and for the corporate jet owners. They just can't schlep down to the Imperial Terminal at LAX where they don't have to be hassled by this insane 9/11 terrorism business. That's one of the reasons they fly out of here. It's simple and easy. Why can't they go over the hill to Van Nuys, which has a buffer zone? And I know the people in that neighborhood don't like that airport there, but at least it's a bigger airport with more space, more ability for the toxicity of the jets to go down, not into your lungs, but into land that's there. So if you're rich and you're a corporate owner or some big shot of any kind, get in your limo and either go down to the Imperial Terminal and go fly out of there, or go up north and go into Van Nuys. And the last point I want to make is the flight pattern. You know, by them going over Venice, they're tied into the LAX flight pattern. So LAX has got to order this plane to go, or that plane to go, or this airport to go, or that airport to go. When Jane Harmon, and she was feisty, I give her a lot of credit, she told the FAA, you just turn it to the right. And they agreed. They wanted it at the right because they didn't want it in the LAX flight pattern. So all of a sudden, Santa Monica, I mean, my good friend, the lawyer that got up, they woke up again. Oh, my God. You know, and what had happened? Henry came out of nowhere, didn't he? And pushed it back. So, and I love Henry Waxman, folks, and especially those of you who love him like I do. He's been a leader on dealing with cigarettes and dealing with health issues. One of the most amazing members of the House of Representatives. And I think this could be another good challenge for him when the redistricting happens, that part of his constituent base will be in Venice. And if we can start talking about our people in the Palisades, I have people in Brentwood coming to me now because they've done a redirection of an end of a flight pattern that does go over some of the homes in Brentwood that never had it before. Like, they've been woken up and they've been sitting with me. So it is a regional issue for us who live around the airport. And I dare say most Santa Monicans, when they get beyond the power politics of politicians, they want to shut down too. And then we could all work together on that piece of land as to what should go there that fits the community needs and everything else. So, you know, I'm still fighting hard on this, and I will fight for this until we shut it down. And I think we can shut it down if we stay strong. But if I didn't have a partner like Senator Ted Lieu to do what he's doing now, I couldn't even be able to sit here. So thank you, Ted. Thank you, community. And thank you for watching and spending time with us. God bless you, and bye-bye.
Thank you.